I still got scheduled.
Hey man, you know it says live 2 minutes and 25 seconds now?
I
it's-
got 16, 17, 18 seconds.
I got 2 minutes and 30 seconds on my counter.
Well, I
What's
don't know.
happening, Captain? We're popping up a fast pop-up live stream,
That's right.
unplanned.
Yeah, and if you know what, if nobody's watching, I don't really care. How about you?
I don't give a
I
shit.
mean, it's just an excuse to talk to my good buddy Rob.
Yeah.
You know, mainly because I got a message today from Rob, and I literally jumped out of my shoes when I saw the picture he sent me. If anybody's out there watching, well, I guess I should let you explain it, Rob. What you found today? Hey, there's the friendly men.
Thank you,
Of
Captain Adam,
course.
for following.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for existing.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, Echo's
Mhm.
here. Hey,
Echo.
We sure hope that you have something that you enjoy.
Yeah, man. Well, it's starting to, you know, unravel to me all your stuff. You're showing up in my feed and all this, so you know, I'll get to it, man. I'll start exploring your stuff. I'll
Yeah, they got all
explore
kinds
you.
of good shit, man. They got all kinds of good stuff over there.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
So yeah, getting back to what you were talking about, I was
Yeah.
at the flea market earlier, and I saw this title. Now, when I sent you the picture, I didn't notice something,
Uh-oh.
but it's still goddamn,
Oh no, your chroma key's eating you alive.
for Christ's sake,
Help somebody.
Blood Beach.
Yeah, look at that.
Come on.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. That is one of the most coveted VHS that exists today and probably ever. And this guy right here, he found it at a flea market.
Flea market, $10. Only
Yeah.
problem is, Cap, I didn't realize, but it's a cut box.
Okay. I mean, well, what does it say on the spine there on the tape? What does that say? Is it Blood Beach?
It's the tape. Yeah, it's Blood Beach. It's just that it's a box that was in a clamshell before.
Oh, I see. There's nothing on it. No, you know what? That doesn't matter, dude. I mean, that's like no.
It was in a clamshell.
There are so few of those that exist that could be covered in cat turds and it wouldn't matter. Really, I mean that. You know,
$10, man. When I saw it for $10, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, I've never found anything of that caliber in the wild like that. Never. You know, I think the closest I ever came. Hey, Sean, Blue Digital.
Hey, Sean.
The closest I ever came was I found the first distribution of Halloween. It was '83, I think, '81 or '83 Media Home Video of Halloween. I found that at a thrift store for $0.25. That was in like the closed box. Like, you know, it wasn't like it was like the original like closed box. You had to open it. It was a sleeve, but you actually had to like open a panel to get it out. So it wasn't like a open bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the best thing I ever found. I mean, Blood Beach, give me a break, dude. It's like this guy here.
I was shocked when I saw it, man. I was like, "There's no way."
Yeah, dude. It's hey Jay.
Hey Jay.
And it's actually a tremendous story as far as like a VHS goes, because nobody knows who has the rights to that movie, distribution rights. So ergo, it can't be put on DVD or Blu-ray. Like nobody knows who has it. So it has yet to be on DVD or Blu-ray. If it is, it's unlicensed. It's not an actual. It's like a burn, or like a VHS rip. Like that is why Blood Beach on VHS is so special, because it. He turned into a wall. Hey, look at that! It's your house. Yeah.
There's my cat in the window.
Hey, look at that! Hey, cat. What's your cat's name?
At least now you can see it properly here.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. It's tremendous. I was shocked, literally shocked when you sent me that picture.
Yeah.
I just couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it either.
No,
Super stoked to find that.
Yeah. Because I mean, I have one. And hey, Josh, I have one
Hey, Josh.
that I found for an okay price, but it wasn't it wasn't in the wild. I found it from a dealer, and I'm just glad I have it. Now, what I have is it's an 85 distribution. You have to check and see what yours is. Yours, either it's an 81 or an 85.
Oh, I'll tell
Uh,
you in just a second.
yeah, because the sleeve says 81 on either one of them, but the tape tells you the truth. Because
Pretty
I
sure.
thought I had the 81 for the longest time. Then I looked again on the tape. I actually have an 85, but it doesn't really matter because you know, they're still rare.
So sought after, yeah.
Hmm.
All right, so let me see what the tape says. Tape says 81.
You, I can't believe you found, man. Screw
Tape
you,
says
man.
81.
Man,
Uh,
forget you.
box says 81.
Yeah, you got the 81. You got the real deal, Holyfield. You got the first one, man.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that. Everybody
$10.
out there, everybody out there, suck it. Yeah, you win. I mean, that's like, wow, what a find.
Yeah, Sean, the cap was just talking about
Hmm.
the rights to Blood Beach
Yep.
and why there's no releases of it.
Nobody knows who has the rights. It's floating around out there in space, and nobody knows. That's why there hasn't been any releases of it. If you find one, it's not licensed. It's a bootleg, which I don't particularly have a problem with. I mean, I'm a pirate for heaven's sake, so you know.
I also picked up this one. It's a Prism. I like Prism movies. I picked up
Wow, Party Beach,
the Horror Party
Horror
Beach.
at Party Beach. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a classic. That's a
I
that's
think
a
it's got the
classic.
closed box, right? The box has like the RCA closes up on the side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You open it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Original flat box. I think they called them flat boxes. I'm not really sure if there was even a name for that design.
Hmm.
It's the primitive sleeve design. That's pretty
The
much.
horror of bloody the horror of Party Beach. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Horror at Party Beach, man. Cult classic. Terrible film. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, check it out.
I got it for $7.
Terrible film. So it's so bad it's good. One of those films. You know.
So yeah, I was happy to find that one too. That was pretty cool.
Mhm. This was all today. You found both of those today,
Yep.
dude.
And the guy that I bought the Blood Beach from, he told me he has another box at home that he's going to bring soon of all
Wow.
tools that are pretty good. So and he wouldn't tell me what they were.
That's probably Pretty Woman.
Probably. I hope not.
15 copies of Pretty Woman.
Look, there you can see some of my DVD collection.
Well, look at that. You got plenty
Speaking
of
of
coasters.
DVDs,
Plenty of coasters, as Mikey would say.
yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Haven't seen Blood Beach in forever. The Muffin Man on 3rd Street has the rights and won't give them up. Son of a bitch.
The Muffin Man. The damn Muffin Man. He's always giving everybody problems.
I've seen it on an old episode of Sammy Terry.
Not sure what that is.
Me neither. But another thing I found, I did. They're not VHS tapes, but when I was watching some of my friends, like Professor and a couple other people, were showing off that Friday the 13th Part 3 3D Deluxe Edition DVD that they got,
Yeah.
and it comes with 3D glasses inside that are like Jason hockey mask glasses and stuff. So I said, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go take a look for it.
Yeah.
Just to have it, just to watch it, and I didn't see it, but they didn't have it, but they had this one that's got 4 different ones, but it does have the 3D on it.
Wow.
So then I grabbed it, and I was, chances are I paid $2 for this, by the way, and there their glasses are,
Look at that.
and they got like the Jason
Yeah,
mask on them.
Yeah, the thingies. Yeah. Wow, look at that, man. Like, what a day. You had a great day. You had a
Yeah.
very great day. Shopping in the
Well,
wild.
I didn't get the limited edition 3D like solo pack, but I got 4 of them, and I got the 3D glasses anyway.
For $2.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I just got like some John Hughes ones that I didn't have on DVD, like Uncle Buck and 16 Candles and Pretty in Pink and stuff like that. And that was about it. Josh said Sammy Terry is a horror movie host that aired on CBS 4 in Indianapolis. I used to watch him when I was growing up.
Oh, that's definitely a regional thing. Never heard of him, man.
No, me neither.
I'll check him out because I am a fan of horror hosts from back in the day. I always get a kick out of them. It's a genre that needs to be brought back.
Yeah, the glasses are cool, man. And the dude who sold them to me, the two of us were like, "Oh, that's," because I found it because he didn't think he had it. We looked through his main stock and he didn't have it, but then he had this one over on the side in like a glass case. And then I found it and I said, "Oh, you do have it." And then he's like, "Oh, let's check and see inside." So he pulled it out and we were together looking at it, and he opened it up, and sure enough, the glasses were there and everything. And I was like, "Nice." Yeah.
It was meant to be.
Lucky Rob.
Yeah, Lucky Rob, old Lucky Rob here.
3D, baby. So after I later on tonight there, I'm going to throw it on and see and check out some old school 3D-ness.
Yeah. See if it holds up.
So he has virtual. I don't know why it's so shitty, my cheesy virtual background today, but anyway.
Oh man, you just need like a solid colored sheet hung up behind you. So.
Yeah, well, usually I have my green screen up, but I don't have it up right now. I just threw it up. I just turned on the computer fast, so.
Oh. I just go with your normal background. I mean, I'm in a yard. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, I don't know who we're trying to impress here.
Well, I just people checking in the inside of my crib and stuff,
I wish the horror cat dad would chime in. He would be very interested in you right now because you have a cat behind you.
You see this thing over here? There's behind me over there. That's my green screen pole that's hanging behind me. So
it's your rig.
That's my rig.
Nice.
Margot's got the cargo by, and Reggie's got the rig.
Yeah, Dr. Madblood. Yeah, I remember. I have heard of Dr. Madblood, but again, it was not around here. It was only after the fact that I discovered Dr. Madblood. I mean, around here, we didn't really have anything. We had the national stuff, like we had USA's Up All Night with Rhonda Shear and then Gilbert Gottfried, and then I mean Elvira was on, but I think it was on like Showtime or something, or channels that we didn't have.
Right.
But that was about it. There really wasn't anything else as far as like horror host movies go. And
yeah, so especially in Canada, we didn't have much of that.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch much horror host themed shows or anything like that.
Yeah, so to all you people out there who grew up with your own horror host, you feel very lucky about that. Cause,
yeah, I mean, the most I had was like, the hilarious House of Frankenstein and things like that. Shows like that. But,
wasn't really a big thing all over the place. And I mean, I think there was like Svengoolie. He's always been around, but we didn't have it here. Joe Bob Briggs on TNT. Yeah, that was though. I think I didn't start watching him till maybe I was like 13, because we didn't get that channel until like
I had no idea of that dude till recently.
Yeah. He was a horror host and he was cool. He'd give you like a body count in every movie, and
oh yeah,
he was a cool guy.
I think it's Mikey. I think Mikey told me about him. I had no idea who that dude was.
Yeah, he was on TNT. Which I don't know. Do you get TNT, Rob? Up there in the Great White North?
It's a pay channel. You have to pay for it, but yeah, you can get it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't come with regular cable or nothing. You have to pay for it.
Yeah, TNT was it was part of like regular cable, but not until like in the early 90s. So it really wasn't a thing until then. Hey, Master of the 80s.
Master of the 80s. Sorry I missed your live stream earlier for your 1,000 subs there, man.
I didn't. I was there. I chimed in.
I was in the flea market. A little bit. I was in the flea market picking up this.
Yeah, he was in the flea market making everybody jealous. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So. I mean, it really is. I can't sell that any better. It really is an incredible score. Like it.
He's got a cone on.
There really isn't anything else. to find in the wild like that. It's incredible. You know, you just can't. If you look on any popular internet shopping site right now, which I did as soon as you sent me that message, uh, and there's still only about 9 listings for it. One of them's mine, by the way, um, and they're all like high tier prices.
Yeah, around
Pretty much all of them are like really, really shitty ex rental copies. Um, I think there was like a bootleg one, stuff like that. But it's like, no, you just can't find it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Joe Bob's on Shutter now. That's what Mikey told me.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he's back, and but you got to pay another.
You got to pay for that, boy.
You got another damn streaming service. Mm.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I got lucky today for sure. I
Yeah,
remember I'm like crouching down, looking through the guy's through his selection that I've looked through a bunch of times because he brings in like little bits by bits, right?
yeah.
And then I'm like, Blood Beach? No way.
Yeah,
Did a double
I
take.
wouldn't have believed it.
I was
I
like,
would
oh
not have
shit.
believed it. Well, now what you got to do, Rob, is test it to make sure it works. Did you watch it yet?
Not yet. Just got in,
You
so
pop it in?
I'll try it out later.
Yeah,
Hey, Big
yeah.
Tony.
Hey, Tone.
He's almost there. He's almost to 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, the tape looks good. I looked at it. There's no mold, no nothing. Everything looks pretty good.
it's a good start.
So yeah,
It's a
it
good.
looks. It's from Jumbo Video. Please rewind tape on it. Tape looks nice.
Yeah, Jumbo Video. That was a pretty big chain up there in Canada,
Yep.
wasn't it?
Yep.
I remember seeing
It
a
was
bunch of Rick Moranis commercials for it.
not really in Quebec because Quebec got their own thing going on, but in the rest of Canada, yeah.
Uh,
Ooh. Yeah, I was there for a few hours at the flea market today.
I bet. Yeah. So that's just great that you have a flea market that has a vendor that deals in VHS. It sounds like
There's a
pretty
couple.
specifically that he has like really decent stuff. You know,
There's a
because
couple good
usually
vendors
like around here or any of the ports I've been to, the flea markets, antique stores, thrift stores. I mean, anymore. Their selection is absolute crap. Like just dreadful. Like you almost feel bad for them for having it because they're never going to get rid of it.
there. Oh,
You know, and if anybody buys it, you don't want to know them because I'm telling you, these are bunko tapes, man. Like
yeah,
Jerry Maguire, Titanic, like John Wayne stuff, which I typically don't have a problem with, but it's like these like late '90s John Wayne collections that
yeah,
you always see. You know, it's like give me a break. You know,
yeah.
it pisses you off to even look through this stuff anymore. I remember 7 years ago, 8 years ago, going into a thrift store. It was like you were guaranteed to find at least 5 things that were pretty awesome, and I did consistently.
Hmm.
And that has not been that way for a long time, long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
You know.
Well, one of the thrift stores over here, they got the same thing. It's so you walk in there, and there's one of them in particular that has a huge selection of
Hmm.
just like George of the Jungle and Men
Yeah,
in Black and
yeah,
like you said, Pretty Woman and Titanic and
just crap.
yeah,
They're never going to get rid of it.
yeah, and they got a
You know,
lot of it.
because there's a used bookstore in one of the ports I frequent that it's really cool stuff. They have a lot of cool stuff, but one of their things is, they have VHS. It's like a secondhand store. Well, I guess fifth hand by this point, because people just give them VHS. Um, Unfortunately for them, they've accumulated an astronomical amount of VHS, and it's all terrible to the point where they have no idea where to put it in their store. You go in their store, they have their shelves of like DVDs, and like on the very bottom, right on the floor, is where they started keeping their VHS. I'm like, I'm not getting down there to look through them. Nobody else is either. I'm talking, it's like low,
Yeah,
Nobody's doing that for Richie Rich on VHS. Like nobody's, but that's pretty much all it is.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I know there's at least one thing in there that I would want, but I'm not looking. I
No,
told the guy, I was like, look, I understand you probably don't have a lot of room for this stuff, but you realize that putting them on the floor, nobody's going to buy them because nobody's going to look at them. So, he's going to have them forever.
yeah. You're better off like taking a picture of them and just put a picture up and tell the people look through the picture and see what you like.
Yeah, I mean they used to keep them on like normal shelves for like people to look through them like a normal store would.
Hmm.
But they started putting them on the floor. Like I'm not getting on my hands and knees
Uh,
to root through your copies of Jerry Maguire and Dirty Harry and like all this other stuff. Like no,
yeah,
man, no,
yeah, that sucks.
yeah, it's
That's
dumb.
not.
So whatever, you know.
Yeah, like I said, I saw somebody on social media post a couple good scores at a thrift store close to me recently, and I was like, "What?" I mean, every now and then they do bring in something, but it's like it's getting further and farther between
Oh
these
yeah.
days.
Well, people, because I talked about this on a happy hour, months and months ago about thrift store finds, and it's a different beast now because people either they know what they have and they're not just going to give up their Friday the 13th VHS or Hellraiser VHS to a thrift store for nothing. They're going to sell it on eBay because they know what they can get for it, or it's already gone. It's like they've already given it away. That era has passed. Like what
Yeah,
was out there is gone. It's already been taken. So that's what I think. I think we're just getting pretty late in the game for like thrift store hauls that are
yeah,
halfway decent. I just
yeah.
don't
It's
think.
it's evolved. It's evolved past that now.
Yeah, I just don't think any of that stuff's left. Yeah,
I mean, like I said,
yeah,
I still get lucky enough to sometimes find something in a charity shop or at the flea market, but I'm
hmm
lucky to have that, you know.
yeah. I know. There's a couple of charity shops that don't even accept
Yeah,
VHS. Like
yeah,
the
exactly.
master was saying, it's like yeah, they don't even care. Like
They'll take
no,
donations, tapes, or DVDs. Yeah.
if you take a big box of VHS and there to them, they're gonna punch you right in the face because they just don't want it. They just don't want it.
Mm.
You know?
Well, you know something? I Before I left Montreal, I had a bag full of like almost 100 French VHS tapes.
Oh,
I brought them
oh,
to the thrift store in Montreal before I left. I gave them for free at the thrift store, and then I left.
mhm.
A couple months later, I go back to Montreal for a road trip, and I go back to that store, and nowhere in the store are there any VHS tapes. So they took those tapes, and there's no way somebody in a couple months bought over 100 French VHS tapes. They
No,
chucked
I
them.
wouldn't. Yeah, they just threw them away.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just threw them away.
yeah.
Well, I doubt they would even ship them anywhere else to get rid of them, like another store. They wouldn't
No,
do that.
no. I
I
think they
just,
just chucked them.
yeah, they probably did.
Mm.
That's what a lot of these places do,
And I
which is
had
a
them.
shame.
I had them for $20 on Marketplace. $20 for like almost 100 tapes. There was a sealed copy of Jungle Fever in there. There was
Hmm.
a limited edition. There's a limited edition Exorcist in a clamshell in French that was in there. There was
The the Exorcist.
Jeff Speakman movie Street Nights. Nice movie, but in French. That was in
Yeah.
there. Nobody wanted it,
Hmm.
so I think they threw them in the garbage. So
I don't know, man. I might have been interested in that French copy of Jungle Fever.
it
It's the
was
movie with the
sealed.
song.
It was
She's
sealed.
got
If that means
jungle
anything.
fever, right? Is that the movie I'm thinking of? It's the one where they had that song.
I think so. She got
She's
Jungle
got
Fever.
jungle fever,
Yeah,
and it's just about.
I think it's a Spike Lee movie.
Yeah, it was a Spike Lee movie. Yeah, it's a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Spike Lee joint.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like that just would have been cool to have. I have a
I also
French
grabbed
version
this.
of Jungle Fever.
I grabbed this cheap DVD for $2 of all four National Lampoons,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
just to have it so I can throw them on.
You
I have
know,
them all on VHS, but
people people give Vegas Vacation a lot of shit. I I think
I
it's
love
halfway
Vegas
decent.
Vacation.
I mean, I think what I'm going to go on record here to say that I actually think it's better than the first one. I really do because I watched the first one recently and I'm like, I don't know if I like this movie very much. I just don't. Well, for one, a dog dies in it, and if your movie has a dog dying in it, probably not going to like it because I just don't. You know,
I like it,
because
but I can see where you're
that's
coming
just
from.
that's just cheap. It's like you can easily avoid doing that in a film. The dog does not have to die. It's just like a cheap gag. So I
Yeah.
don't know. You lose me when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, but you don't
You
really
know,
know if he died. You know, he could have got broke free and ran into the wild and found a family and lived happily forever.
Okay, Rob.
I'm just trying to help you out.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Do you guys know the app Vinted? I'm finding all my
Yeah,
tapes there at the moment for good money.
I wanted to ask you that 'cause I saw your video. I guess it was last week. You did a bit of an advert for them, and I thought
Yeah.
that was interesting. And I never really, because I wanted to ask you, but I thought to myself, well, I could probably look it up myself, but I never did. But since you're saying it now, Masters, is that only in the UK or is that a US, like a North American app as well?
I don't think I'm not sure if he knows because I think that he was asking that question too.
Okay. Well, we're getting nowhere
I don't
fast.
even really know.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it. So
Yeah, because eBay's selling fees are just they're outrageous anymore, and that's why everybody sells stuff for way higher because they're making they're making the difference. 'Cause I don't blame them. That's what I do. Like it's like I have to. So come on, you're charging me almost $5 to sell something. You know what I mean? Like
eh.
it's a percentage, so it could be more depending on what you're selling.
And then the
You know?
person's got to pay $40 for shipping.
Well, yeah, yeah,
He says he's not sure it could be available.
yeah. I'll have to check. Like I said, I've been meaning to check myself, but I appreciate you uh, saying that on your video because I had no idea they even existed. So
Nor did I. I never heard of it.
adverts do help. I'm just saying, advertising does help. So I'm going
That's
to
right.
check it out. Because even like Etsy, or Etsy or whatever, even they're outrageous for the selling fees. It's like
Oh yeah.
nobody, you know, everybody just charges too much for that. Like I'm not going
Yeah.
to sell something if I have to, add $5 onto it. Like I'm not going to sell
Uh,
this.
I think a lot of people are charging too much for a lot of things these days.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. That's why I always push my VHS expos because yes, the stuff that you'll find there you could probably find on any popular internet shopping site, but there's no selling fees and there's no shipping. So come get it live and in living color, baby,
That's
because
right.
that's how you get it. So yeah, if you can buy the stuff in person, all the better. Especially if you find Blood Beach for $10 like Rob did today. No unfair.
Raising the roof, raising the roof.
I am
Yeah.
very happy for you. I
Yeah,
really am.
I was like I was a little bit shocked when I did a double
Hmm.
take when I saw it. I said, "There's no way that's Blood Beach."
Yeah.
And
No, it is.
I got there a little late in the day. I got there around lunchtime. They open at 9 in the morning, and
Mhm.
that vendor is known for letting certain buyers in early to pick before anybody gets in there. So I was surprised this was even there.
Well,
But maybe people didn't know what they were looking at. Who knows?
I probably didn't. A lot of people don't. Well, they just they're in there looking for Pretty Woman. Yeah,
And they got them. And they got it. They got
yeah,
a
I'm
bunch of
sure.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking for Pretty Woman and Jerry Maguire.
Oh God. Oh man. There's others too. There's like I always find Terminator 2 like the second distribution, not the Carol Co one, but
Oh
always
yeah.
the second distribution. I find tons of them, tons of
Hmm.
Jurassic Park,
Hmm.
tons of Hook, tons of Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah.
Just Batman Forever.
The Beauty
Uh,
and the Beast.
yeah, it's like yeah, dude. It's
The Beauty and the Beast Disney clamshell is like holy shit, man.
yeah. I don't even look in it because like every store that I've been to, they separate them as far as like sleeve size. So you'll have like the slip cases on one shelf, and then the kids clamshells on another. So, but I did learn that it's important to you know check through the kids clamshell stuff as well because there was a Night of the Living Dead distribution released, I think in '97, in a kids clamshell.
Clamshell,
It's
yeah.
like it's like the same size, so you can. There's a possibility of finding one of them within the kids stuff because people just it's the same thing. They just throw them on a shelf because it's the same size. not knowing what it is. So it does
Exactly.
pay to look.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I
Uh,
look too because they see it as a plastic clamshell. They have no idea. They don't even bother looking on the cover. And
mhm.
you might even find some Warner Brothers, like
Yeah, you could.
the big
Hmm.
Warner Brothers plastic clamshells in there.
Yep.
Anything that resembles that, they'll just throw it all together.
Yep. And those Warner clamshells. Every time I find one, I always pick them up. I don't care what it is. I love having them because they're so nostalgic.
So
You
Master
know.
says on Vinted, there's no selling fees.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what he had said. That's pretty impressive. I wonder how long they're going to keep that up, though. You wonder. It's like, how long is it going to take until they're like, oh, you know what? We need to start charging some fees here.
Yeah,
You know?
I'll take Pretty Woman and Malibu's Most Wanted, please.
Yeah. Yeah. That's there is. I haven't seen too many of them, but there is a lot of like world's wildest police chases or like wildest like Bronco accidents. Like there is a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might mess with some sports blooper tapes depending on what year they're from. Like I have a couple Bob Uecker sports blooper greatest hits, uh, but that's about it though. You do find
I got a
a lot
couple
of
of blooper
fishing
tapes.
tapes, a lot of fishing tapes.
Yeah,
Big Bass Country.
I was looking. I came across. I don't know if you noticed. I messaged you the other day, but I had messaged a couple messages, so I don't think you saw it. But I asked you if you had any other oddities because I come across. What did I find? Oh, I can't remember what it is now. It was there was one. I think it was woodworking,
Okay.
some kind of woodworking tape, and the other one. I'm drawing a blank now. I can't. I remember laughing to myself and saying, "Jesus Christ! I wish I would have showed this on the oddities show that we did because
Well,
there
you
were
can.
there were two good
I
ones."
mean, we can always do another one. It doesn't matter. Always do another one. There's plenty.
Night of the Living Dead in a gray clamshell.
I don't know if it's gray, but I do know there was one of its many VHS distributors released it in a kid's clamshell. I don't know. It might be gray. I thought it was white, like they mostly are. Like the actual, they just have like the slip cover inside.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just know it does exist. So
Sometimes they're black too. Like there's a. I'm pretty
uh,
sure there's a release of ET in the same Disney clamshell, but it's black.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They did a Superman, I think, the
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Reeve Superman. I think that's on in a black clamshell. I think but that was like a '97 release or something. They went through a tear where all these companies in the late '90s were releasing movies that I mean, kids could watch them, but they weren't like stupid ass kids movies.
Yeah.
They were just movies, but they were re-releasing them in like the god awful kids clamshells. I mean, I did a whole episode about how much I hate it. It's my second ever video. Check it out in the archives if you can stand it because it's very terribly done. But I get the point across how much I hate kids clamshells. And like they re-released like Gremlins in a
I
kids
remember that video.
clamshell, Superman, E.T. It's just like you don't need this stuff in a kid's clamshell, dude. It's like give us something. They released Willow in a kid's clamshell. It's like no,
Those were the worst, in my opinion. Those are the worst because the Disney clamshells because they don't even close. They didn't even close. They didn't even lock.
no. I mean
Yeah,
that's what I
they
mean.
were
Like
snug.
Disney, it's like when Disney started doing that, it seemed like it popped in everybody's head, every distributor's head. It's like if it's for kids, we need to put it in a Disney clamshell because they're going to recognize it as a kids movie. And so that's why I get kind of offended by that. When
Right.
I first saw Superman, the Christopher Reeves one, I first saw it when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. Okay. For some reason, people consider that like a kid friendly movie. I remember when I watched it the first time, I was bored to tears because nothing really happens in it. You're watching a movie thinking it's like, oh, Superman. No, it's not. It is Superman, but it takes a long time for anything to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that movie is not for kids; it's for adults. Not everything is for kids.
No.
You
He
know,
says a 30th anniversary comes in a gray clamshell.
that could be what it is. I don't know. Maybe they did another one. It's like who knows? There's so many releases of that movie. It's really kind of hard to keep track.
Mm.
I tried. I do a video about that,
Yeah.
but I couldn't do it. I'm still finding ones I've never seen before. It's an incredible that's an incredible story on itself.
Yeah,
You
yeah, for
know,
sure. Yeah. So, well, I was going to ask you, what do you think uh, I should do with this? You think I should just leave it the way it is?
what do you mean? Like, what is your
Well,
alternative?
I mean, like, do you think I should take this shitty plastic off and put it into like a, because it's obviously from a cut box,
Uh,
right?
yeah, I mean, no, leave it the way it is.
Leave it the way it
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
don't restore it. Don't do any kind of restoration.
Okay. I mean,
Yeah,
I just was wondering because I could have put it like, remember like that other tape I showed you that someone took this and put it over
yeah,
a blank case.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
should
that's
probably just
really
leave it
weird.
like that then, right?
Yeah, I would just leave it like that. Yeah, especially because you got that price tag on it, the original price tag. That's
I
very
got a jumbo.
nostalgic.
I got a jumbo video price tag on it for
Yeah,
$5.99,
yeah,
and then I got the vendor's price for $10 on the side.
yeah. But that original price tag, the Jumbo Video one, that's nostalgia all over it because hey, they're not around anymore.
Nope,
You know what I mean? That's like a little piece of history there, man. And you got it.
I got it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm happy to put that one on the shelf.
Yep. Are you going to keep it or are you going to sell it?
Oh, I'm keeping it. I ain't selling it.
Okay. Yeah,
I ain't selling shit. I ain't selling. I'm buying.
that's right. I mean, I have mine up. You know, it's been up for a while. I got a pretty high price on it too,
Yeah.
and I'm not taking any less for it because I know it's worth every penny.
What are you asking
And
for?
so, well, I won't disclose that here. You have to,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Okay.
I'm not going to go into business here, but
All right.
yeah, it's yeah. Oh, thank you,
There
Masters.
you go.
Again, I could have checked myself, but just I don't have a brain, so
It's a tall order
yeah.
because of the copyright mess.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's awful. Don't you'll just hurt yourself. Don't try to track it down. I mean, I found what was it, 10 or 11 distributions. I was satisfied with that. And I was like, you know what, if
Yeah,
a movie has that many distributors for VHS,
you said
it's
enough.
yeah, it's like we're done here. You know,
Yeah.
we're done here. So thanks anyway. There's a lot of movies like that too. Um, it's a Wonderful Life. Well, at least it was. No longer that the copyrights have been secured on that, but it's a little too late because there are plenty of distributions on VHS for that movie as well,
Oh yeah.
and on DVD. Because I have at least 5 different distributions of that film. I like that's a good movie for one, and for two,
I love
that
that movie.
story just makes it all the more interesting. The fact that there wasn't any copyright on it either, so there's a bunch of VHS for it, just like Night of the Living Dead. So it's weird that it's comparable to Night of the Living Dead, even though
Yeah.
it's a very different movie.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, but still, it's just interesting. So,
It's one of my favorite Christmas ones. That one.
oh yeah, yeah, great film, great film.
That's
Yeah,
I got like I don't know, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 copies of it sealed.
well, there you go. Now you never know, right? You're prepared.
Hey, nobody wanted. I got like 4 copies that nobody wanted nothing to do with. Never even opened.
Mhm. Well, that's their problem.
Yeah,
You know,
I like the movie, so I got it. And I
that's another thing. They also released a Christmas Story. I think the last VHS distribution of that was in a kid's clamshell.
mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Is nothing sacred? I just really hate kids' clamshells. For one, they don't look good on your shelf unless you have like a whole shelf just dedicated to them. And who has that? Like, I mean, if you got a bunch of Disney movies, and if you do, well, if you do, I kind of don't want to talk to you. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
it's for your personal business because nobody else wants
you
to
know,
see it.
we don't really have a lot in common. Then you know, that's what I always hate. I'm sure you encounter this problem too, and anybody else out there who collects VHS. Once somebody finds out you do, it's like, oh, I got a bunch of VHS. You want them? And if you make the mistake of saying, yeah, I'll take a look at them, all Disney stuff, it's all crap. Like it's like, okay, well, whatever. So I just stop saying. I just say, oh no, thank you. I got enough because I know what it is. I'll be clear here. I appreciate the notion and them thinking of me. It's very nice, but also don't do me any favors. I don't need your Disney tapes.
No, yeah,
You know,
exactly.
it's
And the worst ones are the ones that think that they're expensive, that they're worth money.
oh
Oh, I got
god,
some Disney ones, some old Disney ones, and I go,
Mm.
nobody cares, man.
yeah. You do feel kind of bad for them because it's like you fell for that. It's like that was like an internet joke. The whole
Yes,
thing started as a joke. There was no truth to that whatsoever. The so-called Black Diamond Disney VHS, that was a total lie.
yeah.
It's like no,
Listen,
no way.
if something is announced to be super rare and worth money, and
Mhm.
everybody you know has it, it's not real.
No, nope, nope. It's a farce, and it's just like it doesn't take too much to figure that out either. It's like just kind of see the logic on it. Okay, you're saying that something that was released millions of times, and that's not an exaggeration. They're Disney VHS. They made plenty of them. You're trying to say that that is rare, and you're trying to think that that's actually rare. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a sucker born every second, and I would love to know if anybody actually bought any for the $3,000 they were selling a Pinocchio for or something.
I hope not.
Uh,
He's got a few Disney movies on VHS, mostly the movies I loved as a kid, which is about four,
yeah,
maybe. Yeah, like I said, you collect things you like for your own reasons, and that's fine. Nobody can say shit about that.
yeah. I
Nobody.
mean, I don't care about that, but it's also like, don't try to sell them for thousands of dollars. Don't try to tell me they're rare. You know, don't try to give them to me. I don't want them. Which, by the way, you remember that shirt I put on Teespring pretty recently? Uh, it said just said simply, "Yes, I collect VHS. No, I don't want your Disney tapes." I don't know if you remember mine I posted. Well, within a minute, it was banned. It was shut down for copyright problems. Apparently, you can't even say Disney. You can't even say Disney without somebody having a problem with it. So it was shut
Holy
down. So I
smokes,
deleted the post. You can't even say Disney. What is that?
that's crazy.
What if my last name was Disney? Like, what if I was Adam Disney? Like, so are
You
you
can't
telling
make
me
a
I couldn't
T-shirt with
use
your
my
last
own
name on it.
name? Yeah, it wasn't in the Disney font. It just said Disney. Like, go screw yourself. Are you serious?
That's craziness.
Okay, I can't even put a shirt up that no one's going to buy, by the way, except for Rob, probably. God bless you. It's okay. Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's crazy, man. If you do find tapes
Yeah,
on
yeah,
Wild over here, they're always crappy TV sitcom stuff.
yeah. It's stuff like that, or like hunting tapes. Hunting tapes are really big over here in this area. Uh, Very big. Or like Thigh Master tapes. Stuff like that. Buns of Steel.
Yeah, 8 second abs or whatever.
Yep. Yeah.
If someone wants to give me 10K for my copy of Black Cauldron,
Yep.
let them. I won't let them. I won't
Yep.
tell them.
But
Odds are you might.
apparently but see, the funny part about that is that's not the ones that they're saying. They're saying like the Black Diamond Classic collection. That's the one. I don't think Black Cauldron was released in that collection.
I don't know.
But
I have Black Cauldron too. I'm not sure. I have to check.
yeah, me too. And I had another one that I did sell for I think $15. Okay, I got it for a quarter.
Well, that's
You
a good
know,
price.
that's one of those movies that was sort of controversial because it's like the witchcraft in it and it's
Yeah,
dark
yeah.
and it's Disney and no,
Well,
and
15 bucks.
everybody had a problem with it.
15 bucks is a pretty high price for a
Yeah,
Disney.
and that was just a standard release, and so yeah, but yeah, if you want to,
I had a dude come pick up. I was getting rid of some Disneys before I moved, and some guy came and picked them up, and I sold them pretty cheap, so there was no problem there. But he was looking at them, and like I was watching him, looking at him. I'm like, what is he? What's this guy looking for? Like what? You
he was
know,
looking for the Black Diamond.
yeah, I think he was. He was
What
like,
did
oh
that?
yeah, he was looking at. He was looking inside and making sure. I'm like, buddy, what are you looking
Yeah,
for?
yeah.
Your Disney tapes,
I
man.
mean, yeah, I'll admit there was a time where I was kind of, I wouldn't say I fell for it, but I was just like, yeah, man, these are only a quarter. If they do happen to be worth this much, I want to have them. So when I would find these Black Diamonds in thrift stores, I would just get them.
Yeah.
So I do have plenty,
Hmm.
and
I have a
you know,
shitload, man. I didn't pay nothing. I think I got them all for free, and I got a wall unit full, man. I got a lot.
Hmm.
Hey, Pugwall, what's happening,
Hey,
brother?
Pugwall. Pugwall 316. Pugwall.
Congrats on the subs. Oh, you're saying
Yeah.
that to us? Yeah, to Master.
Hmm.
Yeah, 1,000 subs, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I got a shitload of Disney's, and they just sit in a box somewhere.
well, you just end up having them. It's like, uh, but I don't have the heart to throw them away. I just don't like.
Same for
For
me. I
one,
don't.
they're durable goods because they're like durable material. It's like there's nothing wrong with them. It's like a shame to throw them away.
Yeah,
But what else are you supposed to do with them?
yeah,
You know?
yeah. Like I said, I hold on to them just to have them, but I mean, I got no real use for them, and I feel bad throwing any VHS tape or anything in the garbage. So
Unless it's moldy.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
if it's beyond repair.
even then,
Yeah.
I got like a bunch of them that are moldy and sitting in a Ziploc bag somewhere, waiting for one day maybe see if I can fix it or not.
Yeah. You got to be careful though. That shit spreads, dude. That's what you got to be watch
Yeah, that's
out,
why I keep
man.
it in a Ziploc.
Yeah, good idea. Like some kind of contagion.
I keep it in a freezer Ziploc.
Yeah.
You know, like a what do you call a fucking Glad Ziploc there.
Hmm.
I got a couple though. I got like Wally Sparks I bought recently, full of mold. I got a nice Canon release of with Charles Bronson there, Messenger of Death or something.
Yeah, I have that too.
An old Canon, nice tape too,
Yeah,
but it was loaded with mold.
that sucks. Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
one I have actually has playback issues. Like the screen skips. Like it's like
Oh
it's
yeah.
shit. Like there's no fixing that. So
Well,
it's
I saw
shelf
one.
fodder.
I saw a release at they have this almost the same one, the Canon release of it at the flea market. When
Hmm.
the cover's a bit destroyed, so I'm thinking my one the cover's pretty good, but the tape is shit. So I'm wondering I might pick it up and swap it.
Yeah, do it. I mean, if it's not too expensive. If it's inexpensive, do it. Why not?
Oh, it's like $5, I think it is, something like that.
'Cause I know, like, for some reason, like some Canon stuff is actually pretty frequently found in the wild. Like I know Messenger of Death is one of them. I always come across the Chuck Norris one, The Hero and the Terror. Are you familiar with
Hmm.
that film? I
I
found
don't have
another
that
one
one.
just the other day that I always pick it up when I see it. It's
I
a
don't
Canon
have that.
release. Yeah, you don't see that.
His
Chuck
wife's always
Norris
looking for
movie.
Aristocats on VHS. I have a couple copies of Aristocats.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
My son and my daughter loved that movie growing up, so that's why I held on to
Hmm.
that.
Well, basically, I'm at this thing. I've always felt this way about Disney movies. Um, I really don't like them, and here's why. Because for the most part, they're sadistic. Pretty much every Disney movie includes an animal dying. Almost every single one of them, with the exception of Robin Hood. I think Jungle Book. Well, I think Jungle Book does top, but Robin Hood and the Aristocrats don't. But everybody else is like, you're going to be sad. I don't watch movies to be sad, dude. Especially not a cartoon. You know, about
Yeah,
dogs trying to save the day. Like, I don't want to watch that shit. Like, get out of here with that crap.
all
So
dogs go to
Disney,
heaven.
yeah. Well, that's Don Bluth. He was a sadist too. Don Bluth, he was one of the worst offenders of being sadomasochistic. Just making movies where everybody dies and you're supposed to be sad and it's a kids movie. Get out of here. Out of here with your kids movie with people
Get out.
dying all the time. You know,
Master had a
yeah,
10 to midnight that had bad mold recently.
yeah, yeah. It's
I
it's a
had a
shame.
cool RoboCop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wonder like why is mold so attracted to magnetic tape? It's like yeah, screw Fox and the Hound, screw Lady and the Tramp, screw Bambi. Just like why do you make these kind of movies, dude?
Yeah,
Why?
it seems to be like it's always like that, or some kind of bullying or something like Dumbo.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Dumbo. Screw Dumbo. It's like man, it's like I remember watching that as a kid. I think that was the first. I think it was the first movie. I think I saw it when I was like 5 or 6. First movie I ever rage quit because I was just so mad that I was like, forget it. Like I couldn't take it. Like I don't think I even made it past them making fun of or like when the mom gets pissed off and starts beating up everybody, the
Yeah,
mom
yeah,
elephant, and then they punish her for it. And I was
yeah.
like, that's so unfair. Screw this movie. And it's
Yeah, man.
I've been a rebel ever since.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Some of them got some pretty heavy subject matter
Pretty
going on.
bad stuff, man. Pretty intense stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
Damn Disney.
Yeah,
You can't even say their name.
that's right. We're gonna get a strike. You're probably already blocked because we said Disney.
I got someone knocking at my door right now.
Yep. Excuse me, sir. We have reason to believe that you said Disney in a conversation.
It's like the Men in Black, but for Disney.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe that. Like, 'cause I was like real excited about that T-shirt design. I'm like, maybe I'll finally actually sell one of these sons of bitches to someone other than Rob. Again, God bless you for doing that, sir. Because I think it's something as VHS collectors can all get behind. Yes, I like VHS. No, I don't want your Disney tapes. I think everybody would dig that. But no.
I would wear
Can't
that shirt.
say Disney.
Sure.
You
I
know,
want one of those.
yeah. But whatever. Just
Yeah. Good old forces that be.
yeah.
What you having, a beer or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a
No, I don't
tall
have a
boy.
beer.
I like my boys tall.
Oh yeah. Tall drink of water, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Wait for the biohazard team to give it the clear for sure.
so there's a lot of DNA in there. Lots of DNA.
You can see it from space.
Don't take a black light in there.
Oh boy. So what do you want our next Friday drinking beers and checking tapes is the Friday before Halloween, so what do you
I mean, we can probably just count that as Halloween weekend, can't we?
yeah.
I mean,
So what do you think we should do for Friday?
I still got a lot of horror movies. I don't know about you, but
I do.
I don't really know what else we could do. You know what I mean? Like, I only have. I would say do like Halloween themed horror movies because there are a couple, but not many, surprisingly enough. But I don't have them. I don't have any anymore. I don't have any Halloweens anymore. I sold them. I don't have Night of the Demons. I sold them. I have Ernest Scared Stupid. That takes place on Halloween. That's about all I have.
Bust that one out.
And I have E.T.
I don't think I have Ernest Scared Stupid. I have E.T. I don't have Trick or Treat.
No. Mikey does.
Mikey does. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, he said he did. Said he wasn't proud of what he paid for it. That's what he told me. That's an expensive tape. Yeah.
I have some Halloweens. I don't have the nice media release though.
Mm-mm. I did, but I sold it. It's I don't know.
So I got a couple of I got some Friday Nightmare on Elm Streets I'm going to show. I don't want to get in too far into it now, but
right.
Yeah, I still got some horror stuff we'll show off. So
yeah. Well, I mean, I think I don't know. It seems like when we do these things, it seems like we get in over our heads because we want to show off tapes. We have big stacks of tapes to show off, but we end up just shooting the shit half the time and only show off like 3 or 4 of them, which I'm fine with, by the way. I don't really mind. Like, I like talking, but I always just said, if we don't show off tapes, I mean, I think that's okay too.
Yeah.
Because we're still having a good conversation. We're still talking about tapes.
Yeah,
and we usually end up showing at least 4 of them each,
Yeah, but I mean, it's good to sprinkle a couple tapes here and there,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You were a kid who knew his mind. The live action ones were the same back then.
Mm-hmm.
The Incredible Journey and the Greyfarers Bobby. Too much animal apparel for me, dude.
Yeah, it's just, I don't want to see that. I mean, and apparently, like, even ones that don't particularly have like animals getting hurt or killed in them, but the backstory, they actually did get hurt and killed. Like Milo and Otis, apparently in that film during the making of, they went through like a dozen Milo and Otises because they just kept getting killed. I don't know if you ever heard that story. Yeah, so screw that movie too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And by the way, when you see a movie that's got animals in it, like they're legally supposed to say at the end of the credits, no animals were harmed during this film. They're all lying to you. Of course there were. But yes, I mean, it's just like, they just tell you that to make you feel better.
Cover their ass.
Yeah,
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 shitty. When I
yeah.
do
Same
find
here,
the
Echo. I mean, very, very, very seldom do I've ever found horror in the wild. Certainly not anymore. Back
yeah,
in the prime time era, I was finding them quite frequently. That's where I found the media release of Halloween. I found like Hellraiser 2. I found It Lives and It Lives Again in the first release Warner clamshell. I found them. That's really about it. That's through all of my career of VHS collecting. That's all I've come across in the wild as far as horror goes.
hmm.
You really have to go online to find them, and good
I
luck.
found I got some decent horror, but I found them online, like through Marketplace, and back when no one was really giving a shit. And I picked up a good. I mean, but they're not the niche. Like I didn't have no Halloween media or
Right.
Nightmare. I'm still looking for Nightmare on Elm Street 1, the media one, because I
Mm-hmm.
got two. I got oh no, I got 3 and 4 media, and then I got 2 and 5 from some kind of box set.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still looking for 1, 2, and 5 of the media releases.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good luck. I mean, I think it was either one or two. I had a friend of mine who found one at a thrift store a couple years ago, who a media release of either one or two, and he got it for me. Uh, uh, but I sold it. you know, hey, sometimes you gotta realize sometimes like, hey, I got too much stuff, and I could use the money more than I can a tape. So if I can sell it, I'm going to sell it.
Yeah,
You
well,
know, but I typically don't. Well, I don't sell gifts. Like if somebody gives me something, I don't sell gifts.
no,
Like somebody gives me a VHS, I don't sell it. This guy, he just bought it for me, and I paid him back. So technically, it wasn't a gift. He was just looking out for me.
no. Right.
And I said, he called me and said, "Hey, you want this?" I said, "Yes, get it, and don't ever ask me again. If you see something like that outside, just get it, and I'll pay you for it. Assume it yes on every time you find something like that."
Right.
So that was nice of him, you know. But
Yeah.
even that was like 7 years ago. Like that was like you don't hear about that anymore.
Oh
Nobody
man.
finds that stuff anymore. So
Yeah.
you know,
It's super rare these days,
mm-hmm, yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah.
So many
I mean,
people jumping on that retro train there.
well, I mean that's if anybody who doesn't think that like VHS or antiques or VHS collecting is like antiquing, well, they're out of their minds. Of course, they're antiques. I mean, technically, anything older than 20 years is an antique. You know, that's the definition, and
Yeah.
there's obviously a market for the stuff. It's an obsolete media form. It's something that was from the past. Of course, they're antiques.
Hmm.
So anybody who just says, "Well, why would you want the VHS? You can just stream it now." Yeah, I know I can just stream it now, but it's like that's not the point, is it?
Yeah.
It's like I just want it.
Exactly.
I'm a collector. It's like I also don't need that Hank Aaron baseball card, but people think they do, and it's just part of a collector's market. It's collecting. It's a hobby. Get out of here with your bullshit.
Get out of here now.
You know.
Oh man. Oh, jeez. Was it Sunday today? Jesus.
Yeah, it's Sunday. Yeah.
Messages on my phone. The phone doesn't stop, for Christ's sake.
Hmm.
So what are you doing for the rest of the day today? Just chilling out and
Uh,
taking it easy?
yeah, yeah, just chilling out, trying to decide what movie I want to watch tonight. I think I'm going to fire up my copy of Matinee. Remember that movie, Matinee? John
Yes.
Goodman.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The old Mondo
Cool.
Cinema. He sent me a copy of that last year.
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
said, it's like, yeah, I
I don't
totally
have that
forgot
one
about this
either.
movie. And I was like, it's kind of a spooky movie because it has to do with monster movies. I'm like, I'm going to
Mhm.
save it for Halloween, and so I think
Yeah,
I'm going to watch that tonight. So
that's perfect.
yeah.
I'm gonna check out that Blood Beach and see if it plays nicely.
Hmm.
And then I'm going to probably check out that Friday the 13th 3D and see how the glasses work.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
That's
be
about it.
cool. Yeah.
Oh, I got Mayan popped in. Hello, Mayan. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey, May. Oh, she called us kids. God bless her.
Hey, kids.
Little does she know we're each
Yeah.
1,000 years old. Yep.
Dinosaurs.
Yep.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
That cartoon DNA there.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. DNA
Yeah,
from
Mr.
your
DNA.
blood
Dinosaurs.
and get stuck in the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap.
Then millions of years later.
Thinking machine supercomputers.
Good old Jurassic Park.
Oh, yeah.
I loved that movie when it came out, man. I read the
Oh,
book
God. I
first.
saw it like 13 times in the theater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually like I'm wearing a Jurassic Park t-shirt right now.
Yes,
So
you
it's
are.
still like, yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
I saw it. I read the book.
Mhm.
There was. I remember a book coming out just before the movie was coming out. So I bought the book. I read that, and then I went and saw it in the theater, and I watched it at home a bunch of times after that.
Yeah.
I had
I
at the
remember.
time. I had a gecko lizard at that time, and I put like a Jurassic Park cut out in his aquarium and stuff,
There
and
you go. There you go.
it was cool. I
Just like
remember
the
that.
real thing.
Yeah,
Just
had my
like
own
it.
lizard in there.
Yeah.
It was a
Well, I
gecko.
remember I watched the movie first, and then I didn't read the book. I got the audiobook. But I mean, I count that. Yeah.
Mayan said Echo's
Yeah.
about 2,000 years old.
No, yard old. Is everybody's autocorrect acting up again tonight? We had that problem last stream where everyone was just like misspelling stuff left and right. Um,
Oh shit! Our film club went to a charity screening of Ghostbusters 2 yesterday. It was a great day.
cool.
Nice.
Hmm.
That's cool.
Though, might I say, since he brings that up, I don't think that movie is quite appropriate for spooky season.
You don't think
The
so?
first one, yes. The second one, no, because it's more of a New Year's movie.
Yes, it
Wouldn't you
is.
agree? I mean, it's a New Year's movie.
Yeah,
I can't watch it, on spooky season.
you're not wrong.
I mean, oh no, oh man, Echo throwing some shade.
We had a blast back
We
then.
had a blast back then. Oh, things were different back then, weren't they?
Uh-oh. She framed Eve with the apple.
Oh dear. Wait, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I saw the movie first, and then I got the Jurassic Park audiobook from my local library, and it was cool. It was narrated by John Lithgow, I think.
Oh,
It
really?
was. Yeah, it was pretty cool. And I remember like listening to it. I'm like, the hell is this? Like, where did they get the screenplay idea for that movie? That's like almost nothing like it. And the differences are like, oh my god! Like that is when I first discovered like book to film adaptations, how vastly different they are. I mean,
Yes.
it's like, okay, you know what I mean? I mean, there was like characters they didn't even put in the movie. Like one character actually did this in the movie, but in the book this character did it.
Yeah.
Alan Grant has a beard.
Yeah.
You know, it's just crazy like how they did it.
Yeah. It's a New Year's film.
I mean, you can watch it anytime you want. I'm just saying, it's like definitely it reminds me of New Year's.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like,
And they got
whatever.
everybody all gathered around in a Times Square, giving the
Mhm.
cheer to Lady
Yeah.
Liberty and
Hmm.
positivity and all that. And
It's
Vigo.
one of the very few New Year's movies, I think.
Yeah. What do you like better, the first one or the second one?
Oh, tough question. I I have to go with the first one
Yeah, me too, I think.
because I mean I'm nostalgic for both of them, but I know the first one. I mean, I'm totally always ape shit for like that's you know.
Yeah, same here.
I could have done without the ghost blowjob scene. I always thought that was a little inappropriate.
I love that
You
part,
didn't need
man.
you didn't need to put that in there, dude. It's like you could have done.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you bring that up, and you'll know what I mean shortly when you see.
Oh, okay. Oh my god. Okay.
I got something themed with that.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, Now you
I
got
love
me. Now you got me real anxious. Now you know.
the truth about Noah's Ark and the flooding was I forgot to turn the water in the bathtub off.
Well, it does happen. You got to watch out for that.
Yeah,
You
well,
know.
especially back
Uh,
then, they didn't have sewers and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like
I mean, it was
Night of
before
the
Aqua.
Comet. Yeah, Night of the Comet is the New Year's Eve movie. That's right.
Yeah. There's the Night of the Comet. There's of course. Oh, what the hell is that movie with Jamie Lee
Pastor
Curtis?
prefers the first one too, but his wife likes the second.
What the hell is that movie called?
Which one?
It's it's a New Year's movie. It takes place on a train. It's a horror movie. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis in it. Early '80s.
On a train.
Yes, there's like a slash, like a it's like a slasher movie. It's like she filmed she they did it like pretty much right after Halloween, the movie, so she was still sort of
Hmm.
new. The hell was
See
that
if
called? I
see
did
if
a damn show about it.
the Terror Train.
Yeah, Terror Train.
There you
Could have
go.
figured that out, I guess.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
I
Probably
should
could
have
have
just
put
got
that
it
together
off my
myself.
head. It was either Terror Train or Horror Train or.
Yeah. Okay. And I even did a damn video about it a couple years ago. Did a video about New Year's movies, and that was, of course, one of them. And then there was
I'm not sure if I've seen that. I'm gonna have to look that
I think
up.
there's another horror movie just simply called New Year's Eve or New Year's Evil or something like that. Another New Year's horror movie.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
New
yeah,
Year's Evil.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's
I like I like both the Ghostbusters too, but I'm gonna have to take the first one because I think I enjoy like the whole Zool and all that
yeah.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man just a bit more than Vigo.
Mm. Well, it's just yeah, it's just I don't know. It just seems like I guess maybe we're just more nostalgic for it. You know, we're just like we grew up on both of them. But let's face it, it was pretty much the first one that was like um, what it was because it had like all the crucial stuff in it. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, Zool, the Ghost Blowjob. Like it had everything in it. It
Yeah.
was, and plus that movie, of course, it establishes them as their characters and their company, Ghostbusters,
Hmm.
and so you kind of see them on their journey. And in the second one, you see the aftermath, and where like the city never paid them for that job, and they end up going broke, and
Yeah.
they eventually get arrested. And
And the second
some of
one
the
too was
go ahead.
second one too was made differently, right? Because of the cartoon, and they made a little bit more for kids and all that stuff. You know.
Yeah, I think it had a lot to do with it. I mean, there's a huge story about the copyrights for the movies to the cartoon.
Hmm.
Like there was like a lot of weirdness going on,
But
and
you see they changed they put like gray suits on them because of the
yeah,
cartoon. They
it was like
changed Janine.
they couldn't exactly do their likeness, and I'm like, well, this is your product. I don't understand why you're having a problem with it. Like, okay, whatever, So
Yeah.
whatever.
Are you looking forward to the Thanksgiving movie?
Well, I should say I'm looking. Well, I'm excited that they're making it a concept again, the Thanksgiving horror movie thing, because there have been a few, not many, but there have been a few Thanksgiving horror movies. What was that one that had like 5 different names? Oh, hey,
Horror
Horror
Cats
Cat's
in the
here.
House.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's true.
They
They did.
stopped smoking
Yeah,
and
they did.
so yeah, I that's why I think I lean towards the first one.
Yeah. I mean, it's the second one's cool. I like the second one.
Oh, I like both of them. I love
Yeah.
both of them. I think the first one I think I like better.
Hmm.
Yeah, the
Hmm.
timeline of the real Ghostbusters Curtain is in between the first and second films. Yeah, because that's why they changed the second one to match the cartoon. That's what I'm saying. Like in the cartoon where Egon got blonde hair, they didn't put blonde hair on Egon in the movie, but they made them wear like gray suits instead of the beige regular one, and they changed Janine completely. Janine's like two different people.
Yeah, it's I mean, like I said, there was just some weird copyright thing going on that they couldn't do certain things, or something like that.
Dutch is a Thanksgiving horror movie.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. That's that movie. You ever seen it, Rob? Dutch.
Dutch? I'm not sure.
It's got Ed O'Neill in it. It's like a.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah, 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 yeah.
He's being silly. It's not a horror movie. It's just kind of bad, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, it's it's a drama, but it's yeah.
I still dig part two. Yeah, part two is like I dig part two also, but like I said, the first one came out and then it was not as aimed at kids as much as the second one was.
No, because they didn't really know like what kind of market it would be,
Right.
um, which is why there's a ghost blowjob in it,
Exactly.
and so they didn't really know what they were working with. Oh, they had no idea it would be such a hit. But yeah, I remember as a kid being really scared about Ghostbusters. Like there was some pretty scary stuff in that movie, like the librarian scene at the beginning, and
Yeah.
just a couple other things.
Yeah. For sure. Like even the ghosts,
Yeah.
like the ghost that comes out of the subway and all that shit.
Mhm.
The
Oh, like
taxi driver.
the taxi driver. When I was a kid, I couldn't sleep for 3 days because of that taxi driver. Like, and after that, I could never watch that part. I had to cover my eyes, and it's just like, wow, it was just a little spooky for a kids movie, even though
Mhm.
nobody ever said it was a kids movie.
No,
No one ever said that.
first one is not a kids movie. The second one is, or
Yeah.
more towards a kids movie anyway.
hmm
The story for what part three was going to be is awesome.
Yeah, I heard about that. You know about that, Rob?
I don't think so.
Well, apparently, if he's talking about the same thing, maybe I heard a different thing, but apparently Venkman dies, and he's a ghost in the third one, and like he helps him out as a ghost, and that's
Oh,
pretty much
okay.
all I know about it.
Oh,
But
that's
it
pretty
never
cool.
happened. Yeah, it never happened. Obviously.
Oh, even the one with Paul Rudd. That was isn't that was Egon dead?
Yeah, because he was really dead.
Yeah,
That's right after he died.
right.
Like he.
So so they're going to do another one.
No. There was plans to do a third one in 1990,
Oh, okay, okay.
and that was going to be the screenplay where
Oh, all right,
Venkman had been killed somehow,
okay,
and he's a ghost, and like
right.
helps him out, and like gives him like an inside advantage and all this, and
Yeah,
but
that
the
sounds like
one,
a way better story.
yeah, but they never did it. Um, the one with Paul Rudd you're talking about, Afterlife,
Yeah,
Ghostbusters Afterlife, they're in it, well, except for Egon, even though he's a ghost in that, but it's what's the word? What is it? Posthumous release? Whatever. He was dead because he had died in like what 2010. Um,
something like that.
Egon. So yeah, he was really dead. They put him in the film as a ghost, but it wasn't really him. It was just CGI.
Right.
Yeah, Bloody New Year.
Bloody New
That's what
Year.
I'm thinking of. Thank you, Master of the '80s. Yeah, Bloody New Year.
Did you enjoy that Afterlife movie?
No, I
No,
didn't. No,
you didn't.
my
You didn't think
my
it was a little bit. You didn't think it was a little bit entertaining.
I I just want them to stop remaking stuff. I want
Yeah.
them to do new stuff.
But I like the Ghostbusters so much that I don't mind seeing more. I would like to see more, but it's just got to be done properly.
So okay, you like the Ghostbusters so much. Let's get controversial here. I'm guessing that you, by law, have to love the one they did in
No, 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 no,
2015.
no, 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 no. You mean the Saturday Night Live special? No, I don't like that.
Yeah, but you have to like that.
No, I don't. I don't even
Do you
consider
want
that
to
a
be a
movie.
sexist? Do you want to be a sexist, Rob? You have to
No,
like that movie.
I don't.
Don't you
And I
understand?
don't blame it. I don't blame it on the women. I blame it
No,
on all the women being
nobody
from
did.
Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, nobody blamed it. I mean, nobody said I don't like it because they're all women. If somebody did say that, they were just dicks. I gave that movie a chance, and it sucks. That's
Yes.
why I don't like it because it sucks.
Yes.
I never wanted to hear this stuff. Oh, you don't want to see a movie with strong female characters. I'm like, dickhead. I grew up with Alien. I grew up with the Terminator series. I grew up with all this stuff where it was not a big deal to have a woman as the hero. No one
Yeah.
even thought twice about it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like you're forced to do that. Like you have to do that. We didn't care about it back then, man or woman, white or black. It didn't matter. You were a hero no matter what. You know.
Afterlife. So
So,
I enjoyed Afterlife too. First of all, I like Paul Rudd, so if you put Paul Rudd in anything, I'm probably going to like it. And I
well, I
think
guess
they
maybe
did.
that's my problem. I don't really particularly care for him.
Uh,
I don't know why. I just don't. Maybe that's what I don't know.
Maybe. I thought
Yeah,
it was an okay movie. It was definitely way better than that Saturday Night Live special.
I gave it a shot, man. You know, it had promise, but they just I don't know what they were doing there, man.
I'm trying not to get canceled, man. I'm trying not to.
Yeah, but
Has
that's
nothing
the
to do
thing.
with the
It's like,
ladies.
man,
Nothing to do with the ladies.
you can't you can't hide behind the fact that it was all women. You know what I mean? Like you can't just say that's the only reason why people hated your film.
No.
And they said the same thing about Captain Marvel. Like, no, because that movie's dog shit. That's why people didn't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
Yes.
I don't want to hear that stuff. It's a stupid argument. It's a blanket argument, is what it is.
Yep.
Hmm.
Because the movie is like, even the story is garbage. The story is
Hmm.
garbage. The only thing good about that movie is that I think I liked the way they kind of did the CGI for the ghosts. The ghost stuff was not too bad, but everything else in that movie was terrible.
Yeah, it was just a pointless movie. It was a pointless movie. That's the biggest problem. Yeah,
Yeah, great special. Yeah, see, special effects, props, and costumes, but the story
yeah,
and the acting stinks. That's right.
yeah. I just don't know
I
what
agree.
happened to that movie. I don't know why they. You know, no, I
No,
didn't. I saw it in the theater. Like I went
no.
to go see it in the theater, and I
Oh,
was
did
like,
you?
oh, this might be all right. You know what I mean? Like
I was
the first
excited for
time.
it. I was excited
Well,
for it, and I was let down so badly.
yeah, it was the first time we had heard about the Ghostbusters franchise in a theatrical scale in a long time. So I was like,
Right?
yeah, I'll go see it. See, I thought it was something that took place like after the events of Ghostbusters 2. And I thought it was, this lady wanted to start ghostbusting and just started her own ghostbusting company to kind of take the reins. But that's not what it was at all. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
I tell
Whatever.
you something, man. If I was that dude, what's his name there? The lad that played Thor.
Oh, yeah, Hemsworth.
If I was him, I would be embarrassed of myself in that movie.
Well, he probably is, but he's too nice of a guy to say anything because he's a really nice guy. So
Because
he's never going to say anything.
role they gave him, that whole character in that movie, that the
Yeah.
stupid jokes and everything he was doing and all that, I
Mhm.
found that so bad. Like the writing is so bad for that shit.
Well, it was forced.
Oh,
It
it was
was like,
terrible.
okay, so
They're just like
this guy,
trying to get some kind of like comedy in there somehow, by because he's so
well,
good looking. Oh, he's so dumb.
well,
We'll keep him around anyway.
yeah, it was like he was their secretary,
Yeah,
and he was like their bubbly secretary, and like they were just trying to do like a role reversal thing,
yeah.
and
It
nobody
was
really
stupid
got
as
it
shit.
because nobody really feels that way. You
Oh,
know, I hate to tell anybody this, but not everybody is a complete asshole. So
that's, you know,
you're going
horror
to
cat.
find that a lot of people are more tolerant of other people than you really think. If
Mm,
you go around thinking that everyone's a dickhead and they're out to oppress you, you're going to be disappointed to know that that's not exactly true. A lot of people just do not give a shit about what you do or how you live your life. They just want to be left alone, just like you do.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
He said he didn't like it based on the trailer. That's how bad the trailer was.
mhm.
Yeah, we'll look at Love and Thunder.
Yeah, that's a movie that really shouldn't have been a stink fest, but it was.
Yeah.
You know, And
I was like I disliked that Ghostbusters so much that I was almost offended by it. I was offended by them butchering my childhood nostalgia.
well, see, that's why I don't like it when they remake stuff. That's why, because you're taking something that we had and you're ruining it with your like your millennial crap. It's like
Yeah,
make your own stuff, have your own stuff.
yeah.
Don't
Your
take
own
our
shit.
stuff. Don't ruin our shit. You know,
And if you're going to make it for me, do it
make it
right.
for me. Yeah,
Yeah, do it right.
but they never do. It's always like for this new generation of people who don't appreciate the source material, who don't give a shit about it.
Yeah.
They're just going to a movie to see special effects.
Nobody involved in the making of it is a fan, so they have no
Absolutely
idea
not.
what should happen, what shouldn't happen, or what people
Look,
really want to see.
look at the Transformers movies,
Yeah, that's a good
and like
example.
that's why the hell are they so popular? They're terrible. It's don't
Oh,
get me
crap.
started.
Straight crap.
Yep.
See, that's why a lot of people hating on Favreau and his his Mandalorian and all his Star Wars stuff, but you can't deny that the guy's a fan and he's making stuff like there's a couple of like episodes, especially was it in was it Mandalorian where Luke came back?
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
awesome. Who didn't want to see Luke show up dressed in black again?
Yeah. I mean, that's what
Everybody.
they made it for.
Who didn't want to
Yeah.
see? Because just like in Return of the Jedi, when Luke shows up like a pimp, all dressed in black, and he's like, "Get out of my way! Open the door!
Yeah.
Let me up in this here." You know what I mean? Like, and he doesn't really. Okay, he does some backflips off the thing later over the pit and all that stuff, But
Yeah.
in John Favreau's one, he shows up there and he's wrecking people, man, and he's a badass, and that's what fans wanted to see. That you know what I mean?
Wanted to see that. Oh yeah,
for sure.
Mhm. That's what people wanted to see, and
that's why it's way better if it's made by somebody who actually is a fan or has some kind of like, something invested in, feelings invested in it.
Yeah.
Execute Order 66.
I was at I won't say the name, but it was at a convenience store, like Mega Mart, a big convenience store chain around an area I was in. There's like a gas station. You can also get made to order food there, and when you get your order and you finish it, gives you a little receipt, and it says order number, whatever. And mine the other day was order number 66, and I was like instantly, I was instantly Palpatine,
So. And they're like, "Hey, did you commence order number 66 yet?"
Yeah. And I just had I was like, oh, I gotta kill all the Jedis. Okay, thanks a lot. I got triggered. But yeah, I think it was Horror Cat Dad that brought up The Last Jedi a couple comments ago. Yeah, that was
Where is he? Yeah.
Boy, there's no excuse for those movies, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, same here, man.
It's like, what are you doing? I just I don't know why they were made.
You definitely need you need people who are invested in the story and give a shit about the story and all that stuff to make those movies if you want them to hit home for the people who grew up with them,
Well, that's what I never understood about that stuff is you don't have to pander to a broader audience. You have an audience already that you're going to make tons of money if you just make a movie that's just like what they expect, They don't make it to cater to the needs of everyone. First of all, you're not going to satisfy everyone. Second of all, you're going to piss off the major fan base, who's going to go see it anyway. Yeah. Execute Order 420, bro.
Soon, dude.
Yeah.
See, that film offended me. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Me too.
That's what I'm talking about. You know what it reminds me of? It's like almost the same thing. Is Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
Metallica. Yep. If they just came out with an album that sounded anything like Kill Them All, Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, or Injustice for All, they would blow up and people would love them again. But they can't for some reason do that.
Even if they released an album that sounded like the Black Album, because a lot of people came around to that Black Album.
Yeah, that's true.
There was remember like the big controversy when Load came out, like, oh, they cut their hair and it sounds more like hard rock than metal and all this. Mm-hmm. But there was a stink just like that they caused with the Black Album with Enter Sandman. A lot of people thought, oh, they're losing their edge, they're going mainstream. It's just too.
It definitely was more mainstream than the first four albums.
It's a different album. Like, it's a different kind of album, but I still liked it.
Well, I liked it too. Even as a huge fan, I liked it. The Black Album way more than Loaded.
If I never hear Enter Sandman and Unforgiven again, I'll be just fine with that because I hate their song. You talk about overplayed, dude. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
But you're right. Like Load, I don't know what they were doing. It's like
and then Reload and then Loaded and Reloaded and all this other bullshit. And even up till now, you can hear it now on their new stuff. They're still they're like trying to realize, oh shit, we should sound more like we used to.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to, but it's almost like they can't.
Yeah, they can't. I know Lars. He had to use like electronic drum tracks to do the double bass in like that newest album. Yeah, like that's kind of fake. Yeah, because he can't do it anymore. He's old.
Yeah.
There's no harm in that. If you
No, I
can't
mean,
do it, then
no,
if you can't do it, then just don't do it. Don't
exactly.
don't fake it. Like
And even
that's cheating.
James Hetfield his lyrics, their music and their lyrics is so epic. And now he
Mhm.
writes like a corny old man. He can't write
Yeah.
songs like that anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's
No.
crazy.
Well, I do know this. Like, if you go see them live, for the most part,
I
they
love
they'll.
Justice too, man.
Oh yeah, they'll play their old albums like back to front. Like it's like that's what they play live. They don't
Yeah,
play new
and they
stuff
should.
live.
And they
Yeah.
should. Death Magnetic.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you a name of a song on that album because I don't want nothing to do with it.
Death Magnetic, Saint Anger, like all that stuff. It's like, what are you guys doing? You know.
Yeah, God, I
Yeah.
feel so some of their like lesser known songs are pretty good. Of Wolf and Man is not bad too.
Oh, that's an awesome song. That's a song that should have been a single.
Yes,
That
I
was
agree
not a
with you.
single.
That was one of my favorite songs
Hey,
that wasn't hey
Mikey's
Mikey,
here.
good to see you, bud.
Yeah,
Saint Wrangler.
Saint Wrangler. It's they probably could have got a jean sponsorship for it. Yeah, but you know what? They have enough money to not care what we think, or
Yeah.
they just it doesn't matter. They, as far as metal bands go, they broke every single kind of boundary there is.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
They
But what
went
I'm saying is,
mainstream.
if you're still going to hang around, if you still want to, so obviously they still want to be relevant. They want to hang around and still be relevant. Then
Hmm.
stop trying to make new shit. Put out an album that sounds like Justice or Master of the
Hmm.
Puppets, and people's minds are going to be blown, and they're going to
Yeah.
love you again.
Yeah, I know. Like it was a couple years ago. Oh gosh, I guess maybe 10 years ago now. Whenever Death Magnetic came out, or whenever they were touring in a certain area, and I had a friend that went to go see them uh, because he had heard that they play some old stuff live sometimes, and he was like, "Dude, it's like they played Kill 'Em All and Ride the Lightning. That's all they played. They played it like each album, like front to back. It was like it was amazing.
Yeah.
So apparently live, they do play their old stuff more than they do their new stuff.
Oh yeah, because they know they're not stupid.
Yeah,
Someone told them, listen, people are coming for that because
yeah.
the last show they had in Montreal, that if I can remember correctly, they did 2 nights. One night was all old stuff, and then the next night was their newer stuff. So you had a choice to
Yeah,
see what
I
you
bet
wanted
you.
to.
I bet you that second night. I bet you that crowd was just awful. Like I bet you they were just the most obnoxious people. Like anybody who likes their new stuff, I don't know, man. I know exactly what kind of person they are. You know,
Yeah,
not a fan, man. Not a fan.
no.
Yeah.
I remember thinking to myself when they're coming out with their new stuff, and I'm like, man, what are you doing?
Hmm.
Just sound like the old stuff, man. Like that's all you're
I don't know
missing.
what
That's
they're
all you got
doing.
to do. But they don't want to. You know
Well,
how musicians are and artists. They don't want to go back on their old stuff. They want to keep creating. And I
mm.
understand that. I understand, but
Well, I mean, the thing is, I know it's important to try new things and to branch out, but also you got to know what your gimmick is and really,
Mhm.
stay within that,
Yeah.
or else
Like
people aren't
how
gonna
about
like you very much.
like the latest the last Green Day? You heard that Green Day stuff? That sounds nothing like Green Day.
I never liked Green Day from day one.
Well, I mean, whether or not you like Green Day, it has
Oh, they're
they
rubbish.
had their punk sound,
Yeah,
and then
rubbish.
they had an album out. I think not too long ago, a few years ago, whatever. They're one of their latest albums, and his voice is completely changed. The kind of
Hmm.
music is completely changed. They don't even sound like Green Day, and it's like, what
Because
are
they
you
started making
trying to get
money.
a whole new set of
Yeah,
fans or what?
they started making money. That's why. You know, I mean, that's why they
I
sold
got my
out. I
new
guess.
setup. It's called
Yeah.
my mom's computer room.
Oh, it says romper room.
I didn't feel like throwing up the green screen, so
No, because I made Rob do this stream today. It was all my fault.
he forced me.
Yeah, I was like, Rob, I'm feeling chatty, bro. Let's go online.
Said, do it now.
Do it. Talk to people.
FYI,
Oh,
I
okay.
released a
I'll
couple
check
of
that
cat
out.
shorts for you. There you
Yeah.
go.
All right. I will check that out. Thank you very much. Good. Good.
It's well lit and seems to be working.
Hmm. Yeah, man, it looks great. I mean, like I said, I'm in a yard, so I wouldn't get too picky about backgrounds right now, Rob.
Well, I don't want people to join into their favorite VHS channel and see a bunch of DVDs in the background.
Oh yeah, you're going.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're betraying the cause.
That's it, man. I'm trying to
Uh,
be authentic up in this bitch.
Yeah, I remember Hardcat Dad. I remember actually liking Insomniac. I remember actually having that album because I was pretty impressed by it. And I don't know why. I guess I went through like a phase. I was 15, and but I remember like Dookie.
Yeah, Dookie was good, man.
I
I
couldn't
enjoyed it.
stand it. I just didn't.
No,
I don't. No, I just don't like that kind of music. Like I just don't like it. Like it just
yeah.
doesn't. I don't know. But for some reason, I was a big fan of Insomniac. But that was about it. So there's a bit of a gray area uh, for Green Day, green area for Gray Day.
Yeah, Captain got a good background too. There, serious content up in here.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah. So, but I mean, like I said, I don't really give a shit. I grew out of Green Day a long time ago, but I
Yeah.
mean, I remember hearing a couple years ago they put like their new song on the radio, and I was like,
Yeah. It's garbage.
"What,
It's been garbage. Well, I think he was. What was his name? What's that guy's name? Billy something. How's his name? The lead singer.
Billy?"
I don't know.
I
You
can't
know what I'm
remember.
talking about.
Yeah,
But he.
he likes
Yeah.
it better
Same
than
here.
Dookie.
Same here. Hardcat Dad. I mean, that guy was just like. He became like a mainstream icon. Like he was. I think he was. He hosted a couple things on the Idol or American Idol or some
Yeah, he was
bullshit show
bouncing
like that.
around there.
Yeah, I was like, dude, what are you doing? You're supposed to be like a punk band?
Mm.
Okay. Hey, you're only punk until a major label picks you up, and then you're just a
That's
band.
right. They got
Yeah,
they were getting flat. They were getting flack even when they did sound punk
yeah,
because they were kind of like videos out and mainstream
yeah.
kind of thing, and they were still sounding punk and people giving them shit.
Hmm.
Billy Joe, Billy, no,
You almost said Billy Joel, didn't you?
I almost said Billy Joel, yes, but I
I
was going
think
to say
no, it is
Billy
Billy.
Joe. For
No,
some reason, I'm thinking Billy Joe or something.
it is Billy Joe something, isn't it? Billy Joe,
I can't
Billy Joe
remember.
Carruthers. I don't know it.
I can't remember. Shit, it's bugging me
Uh,
though. I hate that. But anyway, yeah, I don't like when bands. Billy Joe Armstrong. There you go.
oh, okay, okay.
That's it.
Thank you,
Armstrong.
Hardcat Dad. Thank you. I was hoping somebody would chime in on that and help us out, bail us out.
Yeah, he's got something on his voice.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Yeah, I'm sure he does. Because I
But
mean, your voice just
I hate.
changes
It
when you get
really
old.
bugs me. If you're in an epic band, right? You make a name for yourself with your band. Your band is epic. You have all kinds. You have millions of fans and shit like that. And then you
Hmm.
switch all your shit around.
It's weird.
It's like what are you doing? You're slapping the face of all those fans. You know?
Yeah, it's not something you want to do.
No.
Like you want to. Your fans is what got you there. You know, it's like you
That's
want
right.
to. You know,
But every now and then you get those artists that they're like, this is my. You know what, man? I met Phil Anselmo from Pantera, right? I met him in like early '90s.
is he a nice guy or did he just yell at you the whole time?
Well, that's the story.
Okay.
I'm standing in line at the front of the venue, and I
Yeah.
hear my buddy and I who are there. We hear somebody saying that Phil is outside in the back of the venue.
Hmm.
So we jump the fence and we run around to the back, and sure enough, the dude's outside, and there's a couple people around him. So I got his autograph and all that stuff. And first of all, if you when you watch the videos, the guy looks like he's huge.
Yeah.
And when I ran up on him, he looked like a small little skinny guy in front of me. I was like blown away.
Wow.
I couldn't believe how small he was. I was like,
Wow.
So
Oh, it's
number
movie
one, I was
magic.
shocked.
Yeah.
And then so as he's signing stuff, some fans are like, scream fucking hostile,
Yeah.
And he's like, no, 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 no. And they're like bugging him, right?
Yeah.
Fans do. And then he gets totally pissed off and he's like, do I go to your job and tell you what to do? You don't come to my job and tell me what to do. And he's cursing, he's giving the guy shit. And I'm like, what a bitch, man. And he was
Wow.
about he was like this big compared to me and skinny. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, and I walked away from him.
Yeah. Wow. Well, they say never meet your heroes. That's what they say.
I've seen him in so many interviews and so many live things, and he seems like an awesome guy.
Uh-huh.
But I guess he just wasn't having it that night, man. When they were telling him to scream fucking hostile, instead of just saying it, he's like, "Wait for the show, wait for the show." They're like, "Come on, come on." He's like, and then he went, then he lost it.
Yeah. He could have handled that a little better, I would imagine. But
Well, he
I
gave me a
also,
bad taste in my mouth. I was a huge fan. I had my head shaved, man. I got Pantera tattoos, the same like he's got and shit like that. Like, I loved Pantera, and he gave me a bad taste in my mouth just by the way he acted. I still continued liking them, but
yeah, it's
I saw a Typo Negative open for Pantera.
did you?
Yep. I've seen Pantera every single time they came to Montreal. I've seen them with
Mm,
White Zombie. I've seen them with Sacred Reich. I've seen them with Skid Row and Killer Dwarfs. I've seen them
well,
with Typo Negative. I've seen and Slayer. I've seen them with. I've seen them almost every single time they came to Montreal, except for the latest times with Zach Wild and all that shit. Yeah,
huh,
Pantera
well,
was my shit back in the day, boy.
yeah,
In high school, man. Oof.
yeah. That was definitely that's a high school band because that's when I
Oh
was
yeah.
into them. And that was like, yeah, I can't really say I can still appreciate them as much as I did back then nowadays because your tastes change and
Yeah. I still like
yeah.
it.
But
I still like
they
the
definitely
stuff.
remind me of ninth grade. Like yeah, right there because everybody had vulgar display of power.
Oh yeah.
Everybody had that. Like
Yeah.
that was what you had.
Yeah.
That was our generation's um, what Frampton Comes Alive. The Peter
Yeah.
Frampton
Yeah.
album.
His
Everybody
is
had.
far beyond driven, and even Vulgar Display of Power, man. I recorded on VHS tape the heavy metal Power Hour on Much Music in Canada, and this is before Pantera even had any albums out. And I caught their first video, Cemetery Gates, on that VHS tape, and I
Hmm.
watched that Cemetery Gates, and I was like, I love these guys, and I waited. I remember going to the store and buying Cowboys from Hell, their first album, the day it came out.
Well, yeah,
And for me, Cowboys from Hell will always be their best album. Their first album
sure.
is killer.
That's when they all had long hair. Even Phil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He had a mohawk, and I had the
yeah,
same hair. I had a mohawk like this, long down the hair.
yeah.
And then when he shaved his head bald, I shaved my head bald.
Well, you had the right idea because it's just easier to take care of when you just shave your head. Like just shave it. It's you don't have to comb it. You don't have to wash it. You don't have to
They're all
worry
good
about it.
albums.
You
I mean, I love them
yeah.
right up to Great Southern Trendkill. I
Mhm.
like all those albums. But it's just Cemetery Gate. I mean, Cowboys from Hell is obviously the nostalgia. It's my first album. I remember
Yeah,
being blown away from it. I wore the tape out, like, you know.
yeah, yeah. I had the tape because I had gotten the CD of Vulgar Display first, and of course I worked backwards, and I was like, oh, they have another album out, and so I got the tape of that. And I
Mhm.
couldn't afford the CD. It was it was like $3 more or whatever. I didn't have that much.
There was no CDs when I got the tape of Cowboys from Hell. So,
Hmm. Yeah, it's
hey, Terrence, thanks for stopping
hey
by, bud.
Terrence. Oh, thank
We're just
you.
shooting shit. We're just shooting the shit here.
Hmm. We
Yeah,
are. That's basically all we're doing. We're shooting.
we'll show off another
Shooting
badass
shit.
tape. I found this today for any
Yeah.
new watchers.
Look at this. Look at this fucking guy.
$10.
It's is Mikey still in the chat? Did Mikey see this? What he got
Oh
today
yeah,
at a
it's
flea market?
probably not in the chat,
$10.
but $10,
That's
and
what he
this is
got.
like what you say, like $100 tape, eh, Cap?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because you got that. You have the actual first release, the '81, because they did it in '81 and they released it in '85, and you know he knows what's up there,
Terrence
and
knows.
so you got the actual first one, and
Yeah, I got lucky today.
it was one that I thought that I had for a long time, and I actually looked at the tape one day. I said, "Holy shit!" It says '85.
Yeah, I
So I
remember.
looked it up. Yeah, yeah. I was so downtrodden. I actually made a whole damn video where Little Creep tries to cheer me up, and I said this will make a good video because I don't think a lot of people know that. And then you learn that media, as well as some other distributors, would have the habit of just keeping the same sleeve. Hey, why do another press? Just repress the same sleeves
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
year. So
save some money.
when it comes to dating tapes, never trust that sleeve, man. Always look at the cassette.
Yeah,
That's what's going to tell you. You know.
he would rate his CD collection, and that was when
Mm-hmm.
I first heard Pantera and Slayer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky. I had an older cousin who was into that stuff, and he turned me on to Metallica
Mm-hmm.
and Megadeth and Suicidal Tendencies and Slayer when I
Yep.
was like 12, 13 years old, man, and I
Same
never
here.
looked back.
Yeah, I had an older brother. Same thing. I think and pretty much all of my friends. That's how they got. They got into metal was through the older siblings or older family members.
Yeah,
It just seemed like a second generation, like passing the torch.
yeah.
It's weird. 'Cause, I mean, when I was 12, I was like, oh, I like Vanilla Ice, and like I was terrible music taste, but it's stuff like that. It was
Even to this day, I still love I still like hip hop. I still like pop music. I like all kinds of music. I always have. But
Mhm.
up until I was like 12, 13 years old, that's all I listened to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't really catch on to the hardcore heavy metal and all that stuff until
Right.
around. And then once I got
Yeah.
into that, I was like, I think for me was one of the first things I heard was Garage Days, Metallica's Garage Days, where they do the covers
Mhm.
of Danzig of Misfit songs and stuff like that.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's the first kind of stuff I heard, and I was like, this is awesome, man. And
Yeah.
then I just jumped in.
Yeah. Like Red Van and I mean, "Am I Evil?" That's a tremendous song.
Oh,
I mean, that hook in that is just like, man, what a song! And it's not theirs, but you know,
oh,
good thing for them, they would go on to write stuff that had some pretty meaty hooks in it too. You know, but you know, till their later stuff, obviously.
yeah, and like I was going to say before is like, especially when they got to Master of Puppets, especially Master of Puppets and Justice for All in particular. Those two
Hmm.
albums are like epic. Like you put that on and you let it play from beginning to end.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you don't pick out songs out of those albums. You don't have to. Those two
Hmm.
albums you can just play them as a whole are amazing from front to back. You know,
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially in Justice for All. I mean, that is like
Diamond Head.
that, that's got to be the most epic. I think where you just put it in, and it's like that's a soundtrack. You know,
Yeah, they
the
support
other ones are
Megadeth.
just like total thrash attack.
I love Megadeth too, man. I was lucky to get to see all my bands, my favorite bands. The only one that I haven't seen is Faith No More, and that pisses me off so much.
Oh, I got you there because that's the only one I have seen.
Really?
Oh
My
yeah,
other brother has seen Faith No More. He saw them outside live, outdoors underneath the Brooklyn Bridge in New York.
really,
Yeah,
that's great. That's incredible. I saw them 2012 in Philadelphia. Me and a couple friends went up to see them because they don't tour. They don't tour in the U.S. Or at least North America. Because even on that tour, they did 2 dates in Philadelphia and then 1 date in L.A. and that was it. And other than that, they've never come around again. I
right.
think they played in D.C. maybe like 5 years ago, but that was about it. And like that show was the most incredible show I've ever seen in my life. And it was weird because everybody in the crowd was singing along to every single song to the point where Mike Patton was like in between songs. He's like, "Yeah, you guys are freaking us out a little bit here. Like we weren't expecting this. Like they were just like they were incredible. They were awesome
Uh,
and
I wish
my
I could
favorite
see
show.
them, man. I know now I'll probably never ever see them, but as
Probably
soon as
won't
if I ever hear that, man, I don't give a shit if I got to travel. I'm gonna.
because I know they tour a lot in Europe. Like I know that,
Mm,
but they don't do stuff over here in North America.
yeah,
Just they just don't. So
it's the only ones I haven't gotten the chance to see,
yeah,
man.
Diamond Head. That's who it was, Terrence. Yeah, yep,
Yeah. Holy
yep.
Wars.
Yeah.
I like so much Megadeth, man. I like all their albums.
Hmm.
So it's but what is it? Rust in Peace.
Rust in peace.
That's a good
Probably one
album.
of the best names for an album ever. Rust in peace. Come on, man. That's so badass.
Yeah, they
You
got
know.
some good tracks on that album too.
Oh yeah, Anthrax. That's
Yeah,
another one. I
Anthrax
remember.
is cool, man.
Speaking of Anthrax, I think it was when I was in
It's a madhouse.
when I was in ninth grade. A couple of my friends they were going down to D.C. To see Tool, Face No More, and Anthrax. They were playing
Wow.
at the Kennedy Center, I think, or something like that, or some ballroom or something down there, and I didn't go. I was like, nah. I've always loved Faith No More. Like, I mean, I was like,
Cap,
even back then, I was all about it.
I
I
don't
said,
know if
I'll,
you
I said, I'll see him again sometime. I can't go. It's a weeknight, But lo and behold, it wouldn't be till 2012,
well,
20 some years later that
at
I
least
see
you were able
see
to
him.
redeem yourself because I have a similar story. I don't, but I was younger. I was a kid at the time. But I don't know if you remember when the big like riot that happened with Metallica and Guns N' Roses in
Oh
Montreal.
yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Yeah.
Faith No More opened for that.
Oh wow. Well,
And at that time, I hated Guns N' Roses.
yeah.
I loved Metallica, but I had already seen them. And the
Hmm.
tickets were like $100 or something like that. And I was going to pay $100 just to go see Faith No More. And I
Yeah.
was like, I
Yeah.
said, you know what? I'll catch them another time. And I never got to see them.
Yep. You never will.
No,
You know.
and if I would have went, I would have went to an Epic show because they had a big riot after.
So that was the show that happened
That was
at.
the show.
It wasn't that tour. It was that show.
Yes,
Wow.
and
Wow.
the thing is that the riot only happened later, so I would have been there. I would have saw Faith No More perfectly.
Yeah. Well, that's the one where what Hetfield
Burnt
gets
himself.
blasted by a pyro.
Yeah.
And then they had to cut it short, but then Guns N' Roses refused to go out early or something like that, and caused
And
people.
then when they came out, the crowd was screaming. I don't know. They were like, and then Axl Rose got pissed off and told them they're going to walk out, and then they left.
Yeah, because they're dicks. I've always hated Guns. I never liked Guns N' Roses. Always hated them.
Axl Rose is an asshole, and back then I liked a lot more heavier and cooler music than Guns N' Roses, and I didn't even want to see them.
I thought they were just too. They were
too hair metal. They were hair metal, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, they were trash. Like they were just trashy metal. Like I'm like I don't want to see that shit.
Yeah.
I don't
like Hollywood rock or something, and
that
wasn't for me at that time. I don't mind them now, but at that time I liked heavy shit, and I didn't want nothing to do with Guns N' Roses, man.
Well, like now I especially don't like them because you just hear stories like that where they're total dicks. You know, it's like okay. There was no reason for them not to go out early. It's like, oh shit, he got burned. You know, let's go out early. We'll play an extra long set to make people happy.
No.
You know, if they really cared, they would have done that. You know.
No, but it was all that. It was all Axl Rose.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I could have seen Faith No More. And I wish I would have went that day. I wish I would have changed my mind and went, but I didn't work out. So
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Coulda, woulda. Yeah. Maybe one day, who knows? You never know. But I doubt it.
I don't know.
I don't want to say no, but I doubt it.
Yeah, because I don't know.
Because I mean, Mike Patton he's still playing. He plays in all kinds of bands, still touring,
still making all kinds of stuff.
Still
performing. Label. Yeah, he's got a record label. He's got like 3 dozen bands he's in. So it's like he still does stuff, but Faith No More not so much.
Yeah. Watch What You Bleed. That's a great book. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, man. Hey, Planet Hex.
Hey, Planet Hex. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Hey, thank you very much. Break a leg on the video, friend. Break a leg.
Yes. So, yeah. So, have you been to a lot of concerts or?
Well, like concerts opposed to shows. Like club shows.
Okay.
I've been to like countless club shows, but like, underground bands, stuff like that. But like big concerts, I've been to actually not too many. I really don't enjoy going to concerts very much.
Okay.
Because they take too long. And it's like, I don't, Faith No More was the exception because I love that band so much. Cheers, Planet Hex.
Cheers.
But I've seen Iron Maiden, but like I think it was 2010, they were like, it was some new album came out and they were like touring on that. So they played a bunch of new stuff I didn't really give a shit about. Okay. Played nothing off of Power Slave, which is my favorite album of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Other than that, no.
Yeah, I seen Primus one time, and I went to Primus, and they played some new album I never heard about. They played all the whole new album. I didn't hear no old Primus songs. I was pissed.
You don't want to do that. I mean, you play 1 or 2 songs off the new album to sort of push it, but then give the people what they came there to see. Like, sell your album later. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Rammstein was a killer show.
Oh yeah, I've heard that they're almost went to go see them, but then COVID hit and they canceled. So they were playing in an area I was close to, so I almost went to see them.
My favorite shows. I've seen like I said, I've seen all my favorite bands, and I think probably the most epic show probably is I have to say Slayer.
Yeah, sure. I've had a couple buddies who've seen Slayer, and I say it's nothing short of amazing. Yeah,
they're amazing live.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them twice. I seen them back in the early '90s, and I saw them in Montreal in about 6 years ago, 5-6 years ago, and they were amazing.
Yeah,
Slayer is good shit. I saw Suicidal Tendencies in concert. They were awesome too, man. I mean the original Suicidal from, like I said, late '80s, early '90s. So
right, yeah,
good stuff. So you're getting kind of dark there, Cap. They look like they're.
Yeah, I'm losing my light. I'm losing my light, brother.
Black hole swallowing you up.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I'm losing my light. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to get off here.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. We're hitting 2 hours there. I want to thank everybody for coming by on this pop-up
Hmm.
stream. Let's see what Master of the 80s is saying first here.
Yeah,
Motorhead,
Motorhead.
nice. Yeah, Motorhead. You can't go wrong with that.
No, hell no, no.
I have not seen Motorhead though. I wish I would have saw that, but I did not. Lemmy was pretty cool.
I mean, that's a band that you could say kind of sold out because they did a bunch of stuff for WWF or WWE or whatever. But even then, it was like not really. You know, it was like they
Well,
still.
something. Sometimes there's a band or a front man that is so hardcore that no matter what he
Mhm,
does, is not selling out.
mm-mm.
And
So he'll
I,
cash those checks, but he's
I
going to
think,
do
and I
things
think
his way.
Lemmy is that guy.
Yeah, yeah. He'll
'Cause he
cash the
wrote
check,
songs for
sure.
Metallica. He wrote songs for all kinds of
Oh
people.
yeah. Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
anyways, we're gonna get going here. I want to say thanks to the Master of the 80s and the Horror Cat Dad and Planet
Yeah.
Hex and Terrence and Mayan and Echo and who else? We got VHS Mikey. Thanks for stopping by, my bud. Hope you're doing good.
Yeah. Me too.
What else we got here? Echo Mayan. Who else came by? I'm gonna roll back here and find out. Big Josh came by. Sean Blue
Yeah.
Digital, Jay, the
Big
friendly
Tone.
man, Anthony. Thanks everybody for coming by. Thank you, Professor. I was going to say. Well, I got friends. I got a captain. I got a friend that's a captain. I got a friend that's a professor.
Yep. Yep.
So thanks for having
Backing 'em up.
me. It was a good chat.
Yeah, it was. Thanks for doing this, Rob. Thanks for satisfying me. I was feeling
Anytime.
chatty.
Anytime you want to jump on and let me know, we do it.
Work something out, sure.
I'm available. So
Good. All right, man.
Alrighty,
I'm
see
being
ya,
swallowed up
everybody.
here
Bye
by the
here.
darkness. See you, Masters.
See you next time.
Our cat dad.
Horror Cat.
Have a good night. I'll check out your cat videos here tonight.
Yeah. Oh, Lemmy did 3 songs
Yep.
for Triple H. King of the Kings. I like the game. It's all about the game
Yeah.
and how you play it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Cap, I can't see you no more. The Cap is gone. We got to hang up. If we don't cancel this before he's completely disappeared, we'll never see him
Yeah.
again.
Yep. You don't want to do that.
You'll be caught in stream limbo. So
Yep.
we
Man,
can't
this
have
camera's
that.
terrible. Camera is
All right.
terrible.
Good night, everybody that's in the stream. I'll see you. We'll see you Friday. Make
Yep,
sure you
we'll
tune
see
in
you
Friday for
Friday.
taking beers and checking tapes.
That's right. Be there.